It's getting that time of year again where the days are getting shorter and the nights are getting a little cooler, and we're starting to think a little bit more about elk. I've been pretty fortunate. I was raised in Colorado and I've been elk hunting my whole life, and you know, my dad taught me from the time I was real little that practice is essential, especially for a bow hunter. We owe it not only to ourselves but to the animal to try and make a good one-shot clean kill if we even get a chance to make that shot in a season. And so ever since I was a little kid, I've been in a habit of practicing pretty much all summer. And it was kind of interesting. I was putting on my broadheads the other night, and we were studying the Bible a little bit. We came across a scripture where God says in Isaiah 49:2 that God has made us like sharpened arrows and hid us in his quiver. And it just made me think how much God is using us just like I use my bow. He's been tuning us and making us practice and hiding us in his quiver so that when the time comes that he needs us, we're ready for him. It's pretty neat that as a hunter we can make that connection. You know, I practice all summer long hoping to get one shot at an elk, you know, in a whole season of hunting. And sometimes it's hard to think that we might go an entire lifetime to get one shot for God. And it's really important that we practice and stay tuned so when that time comes and God does pull us out of the quiver, we're ready to make that shot that we need to. Here we go. Now we pull this out. You know, I don't know if other hunters do this or not, but I always keep track of my arrows throughout the summer, and come hunting season I always pick one out. I don't know if it flies better than the rest of them or if it's just mental, but I have a lot of confidence in that one arrow for whatever reason, and so I always put it in my number one spot in my quiver so that when the elk or the deer or whatever comes through, I don't have to think about it. I know that arrow is going to do what I intended it to do. And it's kind of neat that God's done the same thing for us. He has a purpose for all of us, and you know, that purpose has got our name on it. And when the time is right, he's going to pull us out of his quiver and use us. And it's up to us to stay in practice, so when he does that, we're ready to make the shot. And I feel the strongest tool we have is Scripture. So the only way that we can do that is to study Scripture. And it's just real important that we're in practice when God pulls us out of the quiver. You know, I'm fortunate enough, my dad and I are going on a caribou hunt in Quebec here in a couple of weeks, and I feel pretty confident that, you know, for us this might be the hunt of a lifetime. But here, use this one. You know, for us this is going to be the hunt of a lifetime, and I just feel real confident that when I get a chance to shoot at a caribou, I can make that shot count because I've been practicing. And we need to do the same thing for God, because you never know. You might get a shot at an elk or a caribou or a deer, and you might get a chance at some of God's work on the exact same day, and we've got to be ready for both. So between now and then, I'm Ryan Johnson with Fishing for Men Ministries, and that's your Fishing for Men tactic. Come on, let's get these and try it again. Turkey.